I always enjoy paying game developers on Fiverr to make games. I've paid game developers to make the same games as each other to see what I got. I've paid game developers to remake Minecraft. I've even paid game developers to work on my games. But in this video, I wanted to pay game developers to make the same game again, but a little bit differently. I had a set challenge for the developers. I wanted them to try create a game where they would combine two incompatible genres, so two game genres that would not usually work together. This is the only request I gave the developers, and they had to make whatever game they wanted. This video has been sponsored by Fiverr. Fiverr is a website where you can hire different freelancers for different freelance services, and I really enjoy the game development side of Fiverr. You can hire developers to help work on your games, or, like in this video, you can pay developers to just create a full game. If you want to check out Fiverr game development services, and more specifically any developer from this video, you can do so with my links in the description. And you can also use the code BGD10 for 10% off. Now, let's see what we received from Fiverr. The first seller we went with was a seller called Julio HQ. They offered a service where they would develop a 2D game with Godot, and they wanted $30 for this game. The genres they were combining were shoot 'em up and idle. So let's see what we got. Alright, and here we are with the first game. So this is a combination of shoot 'em up and idle games. So let's go ahead and start a new game here. We're going to go medium for the difficulty. We're going to start with level A, and there we go. As you can see, we've got a character here, we can shoot, and there's going to be a wave of enemies, I think. Let's take out the enemies, cool. Nice. Awesome, and I think that's the end of the wave. So as you can see, we've got some cash here that we've earned, and I'm pretty sure we can go ahead and open up a menu and buy some upgrades. So let's get through this wave, and then we'll try and buy some upgrades. Alright, so let's go ahead and open up the shop here. And as you can see, we've got a menu, and there's a bunch of different upgrades that we can do to essentially help us earn a bunch of money. So let's go ahead and let's buy auto fire. Let's show a cash rate as well, and let's buy a few more enemies, because enemies are, well, we're pretty cheap. Obviously they get more expensive the more you buy. So I think my strategy here is just going to be spawning in as many enemies as possible. Alright, so let's spawn in some enemies. These two genres actually work really well together. Alright, we're going to buy some upgrades here. We're going to increase our shoot rate, and we're also going to increase our shot damage. And then we're going to go ahead and try to add in as many enemies as we can. Yeah, this game turned out awesome. The two genres work together really well. So yeah, this game is great. The next seller was a seller called Lucas Diaz, who offered a service where they would develop a 2D game in GameMaker. They wanted $31 for this game, and the genres they were combining were farming and horror. Let's see what we got. Alright, so here we are with our next game, and this game is a farming game mixed with a horror game. So let's go ahead and start the game here. So we've got our character that's spawned in here, and I'm basically trying to find the farm. So let's go through this trail here and see if we can find the farm. Alright, we made it to this area, okay. Looks like we have some objectives as well. Alright, I've already got missions to do. This is really cool. Let's go over here and see if we can figure out this objective. Alright, I think this is where we can complete our objective. There we go. Alright, all of a sudden we have a gun, and okay, there's some enemies here, so let's take them out. Yo, okay. Oh, they're going towards the farm, alright. Oh, wow. The next seller was a seller called Malkeek, who offered a service where they would create a game in GameMaker. They wanted $100 for this game, and the genres they were combining were Sokoban and Tower Defense. Let's see what we got. Alright, and here we go. We've got our Sokoban Tower Defense game. So reach the flag, combine boxes and guns to make towers, and try to take out the enemies. Okay, so I assume I need to combine this gun with this box to make a tower. And then when I get to the flag, the tower defense game will start. Okay, that's cool. So let's go ahead and try... Oh man. Can I move this down and do that, maybe? And then I'll go and get to the flag and see if this works. Nope. All right, what if I just do this and try it this way? Nope. What if I, oh, I know. I can do that. Block off the enemy, set up the tower, and do this. Cool, yes, there we go. All right, I'm gonna try that method again. Set this like that, cool. Set up the tower there, and do this. There we go, nice. Okay, the final seller was a seller called Nifikri, who offered a service where they would create a game in GameMaker. They wanted $120 for the game, and the genres they were combining were platformer and arcade. Let's see what we got. Alright, and here we go. We've got our platformer arcade game, so let's press space to start a new game. Cool. You can move falling blocks in this area. Alright. I can click and move the block so I can change the position. Cool. Whilst also trying to dodge any enemies. All right. All right, so I can obviously move some platforms here. Let's place a platform there. Cool. And there we go, those were the games we got from Fiverr. Once again, if you wanted to check out Fiverr game development and any of the sellers from this video, you can use my links in the description, and you can also use the code BGD10 for 10% off. If you want to check out more of my content, you can visit my website over at badgamedev.fun. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and you can also subscribe.